my Lord, let me say it again. I love Jesus, I'ma say it out loud. When my life is over, I'm gonna bow down. And I ain't tryna kick it, look around now.
So I've got a fix to your Grom Clone 125 clutch. An upgrade or fix, but you're either gonna have to contact me and I'll make you one custom and sell it to you, or you're gonna have to figure this shit out yourself. What's up, everybody? Bike Builder Bear in the house, and I have got something special for you guys. I am developing a clutch action fix for the BD 125. Basically fixing the gear action and the lack of clutch actuation. Let's check it out. So, what is the one thing that all of us clone guys can agree on with the 125? It's that no matter how you try to adjust the clutch on these things, they never really work right. And I'm pretty sure you can get them close if you get a one finger lever from Elite, like the one I got on my Harley, you know, or others out there. But I did some brainstorming, and I've got a fix, and it just takes this bad boy right here. Let me show you what this is for. Remember that tired old clutch position? Well, check this out. Clutch cable relocation. So, this is the way it should look before you go ahead and put my new little clutch plate bracket on. I trimmed this down. I trimmed inside there to where the nut that I use can fit a little better. So, here's the problem. I used simple geometry, simple drawn math with simple measurements. As you can see, I got the clutch cable right here. And what I got there is 1/4 of an inch, which is supposed to be a metaphor for the amount of pull. If you see, I've got a 45 degree. I got a right angle right here, which is supposed to be the clutch out. Let out, like if you let out the clutch. Okay? Now, with a longer arm, the arm down there, with the longer arm, as you can see, I marked the pull point, the stop point, pull point, stop point, same distance in the cable, but different lengths on the 1 inch piece that I put here. I only measured that to 1 inch exactly. Okay. Now, if you see how I move in on the rod that has, you see the little bit of blue right there? Okay. The one with the blue is the one that would represent with the hole drilled back and the shorter pull. As you can see, the longer pull has less, or the longer end has less angle than the shorter pull end, which would push in or pull your clutch more, giving you more action. So that's why you can either adjust it to where you get neutral really good, which will smoke your clutch because it doesn't drop out all the way, or you can get it to where it just feels like it's barely pulling in and out of gear and barely, you know, barely able to get neutral. So yeah, just look at that for a second. You know, this is the clutch cable housing. This would be the open and free cable, you know what I mean? The pull distance, and it's simple geometry that I just drew out on a piece of paper with a ruler. Okay, and another thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take this piece, which is the clasp for the end of the clutch cable, and you're going to have to estimate where you feel it'd be good, a hole. And then I drilled an extra one, and I came up a little bit because this thickens up, but I want to have two different adjustments, because the tighter you go, the more articulation you're going to get. Also, I made my own gusset plate for the right side of the frame. I'm getting on a next level of wheelies and comfortability on this bike, and I'm really starting to ride it hard. And I'm already starting to look at what 212 motor I'm going to put in here. So I had some time on a 4-day weekend this Thanksgiving weekend, so I went ahead and made my own gusset plate. And actually it looks good because it looks terrible because of the reflection of the paint, but I did some iron shit on there. As you can see, I drilled 3 holes through the center of my cover plate to bond the 2 pieces together. This thing is rugged. And truthfully, the motor plate upgrade, even the 3rd motor mount upgrade, and this clutch cable and clutch actuation upgrade, you don't need to do. You can ride this bike nice and easy. These things that I'm doing are because I ride the dog piss out of this bike, and I wheelie, and I'm a wannabe stunt guy that's trying to get my skills up, and I'm proactive, not reactive. So when things don't make me happy, I either modify it, repair it, fix it, I do something. And if I couldn't do that, then I would get a whole new platform. So I recommend these changes to people that have some skills. You need to be able to weld. You need to be able to fabricate. Basically, draw and cut templates out of cardboard. Anyways, let's get back to it. So this will be one of the difficult fine details, is when you put this back on, you're going to need to do it with something secure. And what I did is I used a tiny screw and 2 nuts from some hardware that I had for a Traxxas, and I put double nuts and locked them tight, twisted them opposite to lock them on here so it doesn't come off vibration, because you're going to need to reposition that. And as you can see, I designed it to bolt on the case here and bolt into the position of the old what is this, the stirrup for the clutch cable. Easy to put on. I'll show you step by step. First, get your 8mm case bolt back in and just snug it up. Then, before you tighten up that 8mm, get your hardware together for the stirrup bolt. Make sure you got a washer for the underside, and I'm going to use 2 nuts so that I can lock them similar to the way that I locked the nuts on the connector right there. Okay, once you get both pieces of hardware installed, snug them both down a little at a time, each one, and then lock them down. I would say, heavy hand strength. You don't need specific torque. This is just holding a cable. And you don't want to crack this either, because then you're done and you got to try to build something that bolts off this and that, and I mean, it could be done, but then you're just making more shit. This design is supposed to be simple. And as you can see, it's supposed to hold it right over the cable. Since I only have 2 hands, let me put the cable on and show you how it looks. And now you're left with this. A little bit different position. As you can see, now it's straight over the cable. Used to be angled like that for the longer arm, but now we should get a better pull. And then if it still doesn't satisfy me, I can always move it down there and get a little more. And now I'm going to have to put all my plastics on, hopefully real quick, and put this around real quick, see how it's working. I'm going to start it up and just see how it pops in and out of gear like this. Try to base adjust the clutch real quick. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I just took it for a test run, and it performed really well. Bangs all the gears a lot better. I adjusted it to the way that I know to where it won't smoke the clutch. I adjusted it the way I used to adjust it so that, you know, that it would get full grab. And even with full grab, adjusting it while I'm sitting there, you know, holding my front brake and seeing when it lets off, to where it was. And now it appears that I've got full grab and I've got full pull now with my modification, to where I can get neutral easy, super easy. So this weekend coming up, I'm going to go for a ride and see how it performs after it heats up. That's going to be the deciding factor, because if you adjust the clutch stock to get neutral really good and to switch through your gears, after the motor completely warms up and gets to full operating temperature, you'll notice in fourth gear that it'll slip, and in third gear it'll slip. You'll feel it, you'll hear it. Okay, and there's no adjustment that you can get around it. You know, I've been doing this for a while. That's why I made this upgrade. But I will give you a progress report this weekend on how it's doing. But man, this thing's riding good. Please like, please subscribe. God bless. Have a great evening.